1 year ago today, 1 year ago today was the last time I ever had alcohol. Sobriety in an entire year, it's an amazing thing. Back when I was drinking, I couldn't imagine myself going a couple days without alcohol. A lot of times I struggled to go 24 hours without alcohol. Now here I am without alcohol for an entire year. And I owe it all to God. When I realized just how close I was to being 1 year sober, I started thinking, what have I done with myself since I decided to get sober? Not only did I quit drinking, but I also gave my life to Christ. And I remember, July 22nd is when I got baptized. Now, before I got baptized, the guy that baptized me asked me to read Romans chapter 6. Romans chapter 6 basically describes when you decide to give your life to Christ, you're dead to sin. See, when Jesus went on the cross and died and then came back to life, that's kind of like you when you give your life to Christ, when you get baptized. When you're standing there in the water, that's the old you. You get put under the water. That's you dying to sin. Just like Christ did when he died on the cross and got buried. But when you rise up out of the water, that's the new you. You're dead to sin. Just like Jesus when he arose after dying on the cross and being buried. So I read chapter 6, Romans 6, decided that just affirmed it. I really wanted to give my life to Christ. Another thing I have done since I moved out here and got sober, got my own place. Really, this is the first time I've ever had a place of my own. Then, naturally, quitting alcohol, my preference was beer. So naturally, I gained a lot of weight while I was drinking. Since I quit drinking beer, I lost a lot of weight. And another thing that really helped was when I moved out here to Indiana, I joined a martial arts gym, the Forge Training Center in Lafayette, Indiana. They got Krav Maga, Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing. Saturday mornings, they have a men's Bible study where they go over a chapter of a book of a choosing. Basically, once they get to the end of a book, that everyone, if there's a book in the Bible that God's laying on your heart, just say it, and then they'll start going at it. Every Saturday, or most Saturdays anyway, they'll meet up and go one chapter at a time. So, if God can do that for me in just 1 year, what else can he do for me in another year, another 5 years, another 10 years? If God can do all that for me in just 1 year, what can he do for you in that same amount of time or less?